deflected it.
Big Steve Perkins, one of the better defensive linemen they have, voted most improved defensive player in spring practices. Continued to improve all year, has another year. He's out of Fort Lauderdale, loves to play football. And the other thing, just like the rest of these Mountaineers, they love to work. They love to hit each other, too.
Well, it's Shane Edge time again. Boomed it back into the end zone, and the Mountaineers promptly went 80 yards for a touchdown. Here's Baker, signaling that he's ready to tax it. High, down inside the 10-yard line. Baker says, I'm coming. Beats the first one, out to the 11, and finally out of bounds at the 12-yard line. The unbeaten Mountaineers lead the Gators by 7. The Southeastern Conference, Kentucky losing by 1 in a dandy Peach Bowl down in Atlanta last night. In the Outback Steakhouse Gator Bowl, Alabama on the rebound, looked good in beating North Carolina. But there was a shocker in the Citrus Bowl today when Tennessee was blown away by Penn State. Now in the Big East, Virginia Tech big over Indiana. Arizona 29-0 over Miami, and Boston College comes up big on Virginia today. So that's how the Southeastern Conference and the Big East did. And Baker was shaken up on that punt return. He disdained the fair catch. Took a lick, and he'll be back. And now it's 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line, and Kelchner throwing beautiful pass to the inside. This was Rasan Vanderpool, the freshman, getting some playing time because of Baker's injury. But what a well-thrown ball that was, not giving the defensive back an opportunity as he got it down to the inside. As Jake the Snake, who started his college career at Notre Dame and then transferred to West Virginia, and what a pleasant addition to the Mountaineer team he has been. This is his final game as a Mountaineer out of Berwick, Pennsylvania. That's a tough town. Mamas raise their babies to be football players in that town. Here is Robert Walker to the 20-yard line, and Dexter Daniels.
They're flopping the tight end from side to side, Brent, getting the bandit back, who is actually more of a run defender, on the pass side of the formation, and Monty Groh, the Gator back, on the other side of the formation, forcing him to play run. It's a good little game plan. I'm sure that Coach Zook will make an adjustment here soon.
Well, here's 3rd and 2.
You see the tight end coming over. By starting over on the other side, he got the run defender on the other side and the pass defender where he ended up.
Vanderpool takes Kennedy. Now on the toss to Walker. Well-designed play. Penalty flag thrown late by the back judge.
Holding by the wide receiver was Sean Vanderpool out blocking the strong safety, or the Gator back. He hooked him by the foot, I'm pretty sure. That is also a new option that they haven't run this year. Remember, Brent, when we saw them before, they weren't running options because of the health of their quarterback. He had the bad hamstring. Jake couldn't run him, but he loves to run them. Concentrate in the middle of your screen now. Right there, circle, hold right there. He hooked his foot right there with his hand, and they caught him.
When you consider the time off that the Mountaineers had, and remember the last game they played was up in Boston on that great comeback in the 4th quarter to beat the Eagles, the time off had to help West Virginia.
Fouls on the play. Holding on the offense. Dead ball, personal foul on the defense.
University of Florida is the most penalized team in the SEC, and some people infer that that means they're not disciplined. I don't totally agree with them. I don't have a breakdown in regard to offensive penalties and defensive penalties, but I think sometimes they get so many things in the game plan, Brent, that offensive people make little mistakes, movement mistakes, and they aren't concentrating on a lot of other things.
I want to go back and finish that point I was making. Because of the time off, Kelchner's hamstring, and a hamstring basically needs time and heat to heal. And now it has gotten a lot better. We're not so sure about the elbow here tonight, but what's happening against Florida is that The Gators know that Darren Studstill, and we will see Studstill at quarterback for the Mountaineers on the 4th series. Now Studstill is an excellent runner. Well, I think they figured that Kelchner was probably all passer.
And the coaches will tell you that Kelchner can run just as well.
Now that personal foul on the dead ball gives the Mountaineers this first down. So they start with a 1st and 10 coming out from the 32, and Kelchner is right on target here so far tonight. Another completion, this one to Jay Kearney, who caught the touchdown pass.
See, now the West Virginia staff doing a good job making people think run, but they come out and throw the football. They have the man in motion here. It's going to come out and stretch the defense, widening the corner so they can come in and throw the turn in the zone. Playing run, hey, we're not going to run. We're going to throw the ball, and throw it accurately. Kelchner does. Throwing on the run, he is so confident right now. When you talk to him, he's not cocky. You can almost read him as cocky, but he is extremely confident.
He's 6 of 7 for 85 yards and 132-yard touchdown. And they run the draw with John Jones. Now here is the senior tailback coming back after suffering that broken leg earlier this season. That allowed Robert Walker to step into the lineup. But Jones in practice has been running well, and Dick, coaches told you, don't be surprised if you see a lot of Jones.
That's right. He came into the ballgame with 1,344 career rushing yards, but he missed the whole season. Got hurt the first of the year. Good football player. They're very, very fortunate to have 2 backs of that caliber.
I see that their big All-American tackle, Rich Braham, has been forced out of the game. We'll get a check on that. They fake the end around. Kelchner now takes off, and Jake crosses midfield to the 49-yard line.
What he doesn't want to do is land on his elbow like he just did then, Brent. You'll notice the pad on the elbow. He had terrible bursa sack problems. Really bothered him in the Boston College game, end of the year. It looked like to me that he landed on it that time.
You are looking at this year's version of Billy Kilmer, folks. This is some tough hombre. When he led Berwick to the Pennsylvania State title over Aliquippa, he played the entire game with a broken hand. That's how tough this young man is. 3rd down and 4 now. Jones and Woodard, the running backs. Jake's going to swing it on out. And here's Jones. Jones short. Down at midfield, Mark Campbell and Dexter Daniels.
Excellent discipline by Dexter Daniels, the middle linebacker. Man-to-man coverage, 5 down linemen rushing, 1 linebacker out of the ballgame. He locks on, he stays with him, eyeballs him all the way, tracks him inside out, does not overrun him, gets his head across the bow, and makes the play. Good job.
Let's go down now to Jack Arute quickly. Jack.
Well, Brent, if you look over my shoulder, there's Rich Braham being worked on by the team physicians and the trainers. Now, what he has done is he dislocated this knuckle, the middle knuckle in his right hand. They have popped it back in. They're taping it back up. He put the glove on. He's going to play hurt, but he's going back in.
Well, Todd Sauerbrunn, as you see Braham over on the sideline. Here's a young man who has gone from walk-on Dick all the way to All-American.
Right. How'd you like to run into him in Bourbon Street one night? Holy mackerel, he looked up, and he is tough. Good student. He already has his degree. Already has it. Going to graduate school. He's going to play, I think he's going to play guard in the NFL.
That punt by Sauerbrunn out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. 2 superb punters here tonight in this Sugar Bowl. And the Gators now are buried. They have to come out from the 9-yard line. Jack Jackson comes in motion, 3 wides to the left. He'll hit Willie Jackson, 22, and Willie Jackson is forced out at the 16-yard line, and it was Aaron Beasley taking him out of bounds.
That's a form of a wide receiver screen without using offensive linemen. They do a lot of this stuff because these guys are so gifted. Jackson has been a kick returner, a punt returner, and he's very, very skilled. Number 2 all-time receiver at the school.
Just saw a shot of Reggie Green here, Dick. He is now in the game. Did not start tonight, and Gracia did. This is 2nd and 3. Terry Dean on the toss. He'll take it back. This is a familiar play to Gator fans. Straight down the middle. They want one-on-one with Houston. He overthrew him and almost intercepted at the 32 by Beasley.
Good pressure on him. He had to slide.
And a penalty flag is thrown, and it may be a personal foul here against Willie Jackson. Jackson at the West Virginia 45-yard line got into it, and the penalty flag was thrown.
Dead ball, personal foul on the offense. Dead ball, personal foul on the defense. We will offset them. 3rd down.
Coach Neyland wants a little better explanation of that call. They flip it, the flea flicker, give it back, throw the post pattern. They got the coverage up. Tafoni hit him as he threw the ball. Really overthrown. Don't see any penalty problems there.
We're not going to see it in that replay because it was off to the left and further back about 15 yards is where the incident occurred. It is now 3rd and 3. I formation for the Gators. Here's the toss to Rhett. Rhett looks on the left side, and he is trapped. And coming from the backside, Derek Wiley, and a penalty flag again.
They used that same action that they just used the flea flicker, but this time he kept the ball and tried to run. Right now, West Virginia's defensive front 4, those down linemen are really coming off the ball, Brent. Boy, that's not intelligent football. You have 10 guys stopping an offensive play, and then one guy screw it up and give him a 1st down and 15 yards. Not intelligent football.
Take a look at Steve Perkins here, number 97, right in the middle of your screen. Throws
right
the
there
forearm
goes, yeah.
and draws the penalty flag, and just like you said, Dick, not intelligent.
And I know this Coach Neyland sees that and knows who it is. He's going to have you know what, shoot out in between series or pulled out now.
And the Gators have the ball up on their own 29-yard line. Keeps a drive alive. I formation look again with 3 wide receivers, and it is Eric Rhett. Rhett battling to the 32, and Matt Tafoni, number 3, who had battled the flu himself down here for several days in New Orleans, but he's been healthy the last couple and worked out with the team.
Watched Eric Rhett practice Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Every time he touches the ball, he runs 30 yards downfield. I asked the coaches about it. He says, does he do this all season? He says, every day, all season, spring practice, he runs 30 yards every time he touches.
One of those rarities, Dick, who loves to practice as well as play. Just dearly loves the game of football. From the split back, Dean firing a good pass to Jack Jackson. Jack Jackson squirts for the 1st down to the 42.
That maneuverability as a wide receiver. Here he is, a record holder, kickoff returner. He uses those same skills catching a short pass, making you miss, not making the long run, but gaining that 1st down. Big play. 28.2 average school record kickoff return man, and only a sophomore from Moss Point.
Time left in the 1st quarter. Wow. Eric Rhett also can block. He stood up Tim Brown. This allowed Terry Dean to finally hit the fullback Randolph, and Randolph is close to a 1st down, and Tafoni. But did Eric Rhett ever have his hands full with Tim Brown coming in? Watch this.
When John Reeves, the running back coach at Florida, says he is a complete football player, this is why he says that. Wham, he takes on the linebacker right there, nose to nose, stays after him, pushes him beyond the quarterback, allows the quarterback, and I'll tell you this, Eric Rhett is hurting. He's either got a hip pointer or a stinger in the back, but he was limping after that play.
Feeling his side and back toward the small of the back. Coming up now in 2nd and short. Off the play fake, Dean throws. Beautiful catch at the 30-yard line by Houston.
See, they run so many draws that they freeze you using draw pass action. You go back, fake the draw, holds the linebackers inside, they curl in the zone. You're going to have to get into some man-to-man coverage. Draw fake, right side of your screen. Line linebackers left side of your screen. See him sitting there in the line of scrimmage. Now the curl pattern will take place back inside, right inside the zone. Good throw, good catch.
Eric Rhett, the lone setback. Right side hole. Rhett to the 22-yard line, and Richardson makes the stop.
Good job by Jason Odom, the big offensive right tackle of the 290-pounder. Got the pass rusher upfield and allowed that hole to open. And the right guard, Jim Watson, stung the defensive tackle, and he couldn't get off. Good job, Jason.
Now two tight ends enter the game. Dean and Sean Nunn. Nunn, number 80, he's the freshman. Aubrey Hill is the wide receiver. This the Gators' best drive of the game. West Virginia has been dominating so far. They show blitz, and here they come. It's picked up, and Dean quickly steps to the left, drops it high, but Hill got it at the 10-yard line, and a first down on a nifty grab with, again, Eric Rhett throwing the key block.
A great call by Spurrier. He's been spreading them all over the field. Now, a la Washington Redskins, in the old days, he bunches them all up, gets them tight, then runs a crossing pattern. Receivers cross. Here's the wing coming across underneath. No one picks him up. Big gainer. Good pressure inside. Rhett does a nice job, as you said, Brent, at picking up the pressure, but nobody stays with the crossing receiver. There he is. If it had been a clean throw, it would have been a touchdown.
Chris Bilkey in at fullback. They set the eye, and Dean will change up the play right now after he looks at the defense down here going in. It's Rhett behind Bilkey, and Rhett battles to the 7-yard line, and Buddy Hager brings him down.
When they get down here, Brent, they like to throw the corner patterns to the guy in the slot. That's what they like to do. It was effective in the ball games that I watched on the tape, and they throw it well. They execute it real well. Tough to cover, because many times you get a slot man on a strong safety, and that's a mismatch.
They're going to send Harrison Houston over into that slot. Jack Jackson's on that side, and Chris Doring all to Dean's right. Willie Jackson over to his left. Four talented wide receivers. Short drop, quick pop once. Willie had a left hand on it and couldn't bring it down. He had one-on-one against Beasley, and he could not deliver it.
See what they did, Brent. You called it. They had three receivers set up to the field. They're trying to pull the coverage over there. Try to bring all coverage people over there. Force the one-on-one situation. They got the one-on-one situation. They just didn't throw it complete. Three receivers on top. One-on-one right here. You've got to complete it when you get that situation. Good defensive job, though, right there. They got a jam, got a little pressure on him, couldn't throw it accurately.
Florida calls a timeout, and Terry Dean will come over, and I can remind everybody that coming up on Monday here on ABC, day one with Forrest Sawyer. And it's a very interesting story. You'll get to meet Billy Graham's son, Franklin Graham. Now, he's apparently going to take over his dad's evangelical empire, and you will find out all about him Monday night on day one here on ABC. That prior to the Monday night game between San Francisco and Philadelphia. So, Dick Vermeil, let me ask you this. Are you surprised so far by anything you have or have not seen?
I am not surprised. I really am not, though, because the people, we've been here long enough, they're very open with their game plans, and they're doing exactly what they said they were going to do. West Virginia said they were going to come out and throw the ball a little bit more than they normally would, because they expected Florida to gang up and try to stop the run. And that's what they're doing. So they're getting some one-on-one situation, and they're throwing the ball well. And you can see the difference in Kelchner now than we saw him against Miami.
Jack Arute, what's the situation with Eric Rhett?
Well, as you know, Brent, Eric took a helmet to the back and he early came out of the game. They say there's nothing really wrong with him other than the West Virginia players know that he got hurt a little bit. So now whenever he carries the ball, gets in the pile, not cheap shots, but they're roughing him up after the whistle is blown. He's already complained to the referee a couple of times. He's not at all happy about it, but that's part of football, as you know.
What's interesting, Jack, on the play in which he came out on and received medical attention, he didn't take a helmet on that one. He simply went down here on the AstroTurf. That was